Now, my 23 years of life, one thing I've learned and one thing I wish I knew a long time ago, it's way better to be liked than it is to be right. Now, before I get into why, I am trying to hit 3,000 subs before the end of the week. I do need about 250 more people to hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button for your boy, man. Because if you don't, I'm going to be under your bed, bro. I'm going to be under your bed and I'm going to be waiting on you like CM Punk was waiting on Jack Perry. Hit that subscribe button, bro. Now, CM Punk was labeled injury prone. He's been labeled a liability, as in locker room and just in health in general. But somebody we just not necessarily talking about is Bryan Danielson. And when I say it's better to be liked than it is to be right, we look at CM Punk as injury prone and unreliable due to everything he got, like, the locker room issue, like I said, the locker room issues and the 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 health thing. But when you think about it, the health thing was he jumped into a barricade, which he admitted was dumb, and he broke his foot. A freak accident. It was a freak accident. And the second injury was, I believe he did like a dive on a John Moxley in that Double or Nothing match, or the All Out match. And you can make the argument that that was due to the fact that when you are injured, often what happens with injuries, people overcompensate and try to get back as fast as possible. He admitted that he tried to get back as fast as possible when he wasn't, like, I think he wasn't even clear for the squash match that happened a couple weeks before All Out. He was eager to get back. He was very upset that he couldn't, like, even walk his dog. So I will say this, I will throw this out there though. Often when it's like a foot injury, usually you overcompensate on one foot instead of just like a shoulder or something like that. So maybe I'm wrong on that, but it's something I've noticed with injuries. Like, usually it's not just one thing. You're going to overcompensate to recover, and then you're going to end up messing up something else. So you can maybe say that that's what that is. But even if you look at that as not an excuse, he's had one injury that wasn't like a like a freak accident. Maybe there's one injury you could say, like, okay, his body broke down on him. And but when you look at somebody like Bryan Danielson, he's been injured on and off. Like, he's been stop and start, frequently injured in AEW, like, for the longest now. And it's been ruined. Like, the two things that's ruined his AEW run for me so far is injuries and the BCC, Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah, the BCC. Sorry, I listening to Jim Cornette, you would think it was called something else, and I won't say what. But thinking, like, just what the he had a broken arm, which you could maybe say was a freak accident. Which you could say was a freak accident. Then he had the eye injury, another freak accident. And I think I think he has something else, but I'm not remembering correctly. Now, it is being reported that the injury that happened the other day, or the quote unquote injury that happened the other day, is scripted. It's like a part of a angle, but at the same time, we still can't ignore the previous injuries, and why people jump to conclusions with this so fast was because he had so many injuries back to back to back, or back to back, or that's just because what I can name. But I do know his run has been start stop so much in the past. What, he's been in AEW 2 years now. Um, it's just not right how we claim one person is injury prone from a freaking accident and his body breaking down on him. But this man, he literally had to be protected from himself in WWE. His career literally injured me. His career literally ended due to injuries. And whether it's he's injury prone or just his wrestling style leads to injuries, it's time to start a dialogue about it, because is he reliable? Is it that much different from a CM Punk, or is it worse than CM Punk? Because I think you could. I would argue, and I think a lot of people agree with me. CM Punk's 2 years in AEW, or those 9 months in AEW, was better than Daniel Bryan's 2 years. Yes, he has some classic matches, but it's been start stop so much. Like I just I don't know, man. It's nothing that it's nothing that I was emotionally invested into. Like, I love the emotional part of wrestling. Like, yes, the matches are great, but what are the stories being told? What are the moments that, like, not everybody want to watch hour long beatdowns, bro. Like, not everybody want to watch hour long stiff matches. What are the stories being told? I believe the dog collar match is one of the better than any match Bryan Danielson has done because of the story leading up to it. I guess if that's just me, that's just me. But it's I think there's a dialogue that needs to be there. Was WWE protecting Bryan Danielson from himself? Was WWE protecting Edge from himself? Was WWE right about a lot of these people? So because a lot of things haven't changed. Edge is still working dangerously. Uh, we can look at. I mean, with Sting, I think his injury was a freak injury, but the things he's doing is just ridiculous. But that's a different topic for a different day. Daniel Bryan, I think the biggest thing about it is he needs to be protected from himself. And Tony Khan and AEW and the higher ups in AEW aren't doing that for people. Like, they're not protecting people from themselves. When you look at the Moxley situation, where he got concussed early in the match and then took 2 power drivers, botched power drivers, by the way. I believe they were botched. And then, like, that was after like a 10-minute match. So, and then you look at Punk when he called them out and said, like, I wasn't cleared to wrestle, but they were trying to convince me to wrestle. The Dante Martin injury was just indicative of, like, what is this? Like, when you just look at the whole way the spot was set up, it was just like, what is this, bro? Like, AEW needs to be protecting these guys from themselves, and the narrative around AEW is they will let these dudes injure themselves and not protect them at all. Maybe they have health insurance, but what good is health insurance when you have a broken neck? That don't help you walk in the morning. Health insurance don't help you walk in the morning. It'll help you pay the bill, but it won't help you walk in the morning. And then also with this Trevor Lawrence thing, if you guys don't know, if you're not football fans, as you know, Tony Khan owns a football team, or his family does, and their star quarterback got injured, and he had to walk off the field with a security guard. And usually, in sports, whether it's soccer, I believe in baseball, when someone can't walk off the field, they get carted off, or carried off in some aspect. But this man was literally, it took him like 5 minutes to get off, like 3 minutes to get off the field. And then he had to walk in the back. And the only 2 people who was there was like a staff, somebody on the staff, and a security guard. It was bad, bro. It was looking bad. But you guys let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I've rambled long enough. It's 12:30. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, I am trying to hit 3,000 subs before the end of the week. Have a beautiful night. Sub the act. Like the video. Peace.